Hello.
Okay, so now we're at the broadcast. Let me move some things around, and there we are. It is Boogie with the blah 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 blah. Boogie with the Bull, uncensored, Monday, the 30th day of December in the wonderful year 2024. The only reason 2025 will be better is that Donald John Trump is back as president of the United States. We're still trying to contact representatives of President Trump to see that if we kiss the ring and talk nice about him, whether or not he might one day grace us with a Boogie with the Bull uh, Donald Trump broadcast. But anyway, with me up in the upper left-hand corner, Chainsaw Chucky
Hello.
Chuck Cook from Iowa. The host of Chainsaw Chucky's Casino right there. And if you need if you need your truck to be escorted, talk to Chucky. And in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, maybe the left-hand corner of your screen, depending on how you're watching. No, it is the right-hand corner. Is Randy All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy.
Morning, Mr. Randy.
Hey, how you doing, Chucky?
Doing good.
All right. Randy also doubles as our news director. He keeps an eye on the news to let us know what is new and exciting. We do know that Jimmy Carter passed away yesterday at the ripe age of 100 years old.
I wish to live that long.
So do I. He joins his wife, Rosalind, who passed away a few years ago, his brother Billy, who I think passed away a long time ago, his mother, Miss Lillian, and I don't know who else.
I don't, Dave. I don't have a live thing on your Facebook page yet.
You have to hit the profile picture. Go back and hit the profile picture. It did show up.
Go back and hit it. Go back and hit it. Just smack it upside the head.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's coming up. Okay.
Yeah, for some strange reason it does that sometimes. Or I think I don't know if it's just Facebook being Facebook, but there's a red live on my profile picture. You tap that and it brings you into where it is. I don't know why it happens, but it happens when
I had to reload the page.
Yeah,
that's why.
So, well, let me try that. Let me see if I reload the page, if it will do it the way it's supposed to do it. Nope.
That way I can
mine didn't do it, but mine's an Android tablet that just does it the way it's going to do it. But anyway, Danny Sayans is in the Boogie with the Bull live chat watching. Maybe we'll get him into the live chat and he'll comment during the broadcast. Danny, you're more than welcome to do that. It's more fun to be in the live chat, but if you want to watch, we are happy that you watch. We hope that you give it a thumbs up and you share it as you were watching. But let's see. Chuck, what's new and exciting since the last time you were on?
Not a whole hell of a lot. We got they don't know what's going to happen yet up here in Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we could be having a blizzard up here. They're not quite sure which way this thing's going to go. And we're thinking about going out to Iowa on next Wednesday. Got a friend of ours from Milwaukee that's going to come along with us. And we'll have to get 2 beds there, one for Pat and myself, and then one for her. But she's running low on smoke, so we figured, we might as well go on out and do another donation, and then maybe the week after that we might go down to Florida there because you guys are going to be cold down there. I talked to the daughter this morning, and she said, now they live down by south of Clearwater there.
Okay.
Estero, somewhere.
That's way far down for me.
Yeah, it's down by Naples. Yeah. And she said the highs are going to be 60 and the lows are going to be 40. And I said, well, if I'm going to go to Florida, I want 70s. So we might have to wait a week.
60 degrees. It's degrees is not cold.
Oh, I'd be in
Okay.
I'd be in shorts and short sleeve shirt in 60 degrees, no
Yeah.
problem. But yeah,
Yeah, 60 degrees is not
Not
cold.
sure I want to see that.
yeah. But
Although I don't know, is 60 degrees cold in Pennsylvania, Randy?
Actually, yesterday and today it was in the mid 50s. You actually walked outside. Oh, we have first of all, it's only been a very rare occasion we had to put a coat on to go outside. So I'm usually going out like to the mailbox or check things outside in my t-shirt, my socks. Um, so very warm, and it's been this way for God for a lot of years. I will say that the weather has definitely shifted to a much warmer climate. I remember as a child and a teenager and young man, uh, we getting, Lancaster County getting 10, 12, 15 feet of snow uh, uh, overnight to where you couldn't even walk outside. The snow was up to your chest and stuff like that. I haven't seen that kind of snow since I was a teenager. So, is it the weather, condition change because of man's destroying it, or it's just a change in overall effects of the weather? You have to remember, the dinosaurs and things like that. They lived a very long life until I guess the meteorites hit the Earth and made some shifts in the axis and so forth, and made some changes in the condition. We right now have volcanoes erupting all over the damn place. We got tsunamis, we got volcanoes, we got earthquakes. So all that could be added to the change in our weather patterns. But not that I want snow. I want nothing to do with snow. Okay, I want
No
snow in Lancaster
No
County.
snow. No
Uh,
snow.
But
No snow.
who knows what's causing the change in our weather condition? It's just the way it's been.
yeah,
How do you take care of the justice tree when it's snowing? How do you keep it warm? Aside from throwing a rope on a branch and letting someone dance for a
No,
while.
the tree of judgment. It's a very stable tree all season long, so it doesn't need any extra protection. Like some people will wrap their trees at the bottom, stuff like that. But that's more to keep off certain kinds of insects from eating the bark and so forth. But no, that tree is a very stable tree, and if this weather keeps up, I bet y'all start seeing some buds in that tree soon. That's how warm it is.
wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
What grows on that tree?
It's
Or is it just
it's
a
a
tree that
white
grows
flower,
leaves?
a small white flower. Actually, this particular tree was chosen by the HOA to plant all over our damn neighborhood. And soon thereafter, the state declared that tree as being a what's it called when a plant takes over a certain area.
Invasive.
Yes, thank you. That this particular tree is now considered to be an invasive tree because it just grows like crazy and spreads and so forth. So the state is telling the HOA you got to rip the trees out. So they obviously they're going to fight that because the expense that they pay to have them plant it. Now they got to tear them out a couple years later. I'm sure they'll fight it. Which also means then too that my landlord would theoretically have to rip this tree out in the back. I don't see him doing that.
Uh-oh. It's sad when they have to rip, or they think they have to rip down an old tree.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. We're going to have to start a protest drive on Facebook. Save the old trees.
Just
rip them down.
don't block roadways because you just see that one thing I posted on my wall there, Dave, about people blocking roads. Yeah, Splash Lives Matter.
Yep.
Yeah,
Splash Lives Matter. All right. Hey, let's see. Abraham Wonders is in the live chat, and he loves what we are doing. And Larry Vosovic is watching. Larry Vosovic was an English teacher at Homestead High School in Cupertino, California, which I affectionately called the California Correctional Institute at Cupertino, California, because the same architect who did San Quentin Prison had the pleasure of designing Homestead High School. But I digress from the fact that Larry Vosovic was a well-known and respected English teacher at Homestead, and as he grew up and moved on, and I grew up and moved on, Larry drove Uber in Santa Barbara for a while, and I don't know if he is still doing that. If you are, kudos to you, Larry, and it's a pleasure to have you watching, and anybody else in that part of California. Scott Parker is watching. I think that is a new person. And you're more than welcome to jump into the live chat and be part of the conversation during the broadcast. And to the new people, we're on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you may see Randy doing his own broadcast on his own schedule.
There's no schedule. It's I have some things I'm working on, some ideas, and once they get more solidified, I'll let you know.
Good. And Chainsaw Chucky is up to about 15 sentences.
Yeah,
now
he's still really good.
One time,
he might even come out and play
on all of the broadcasts. All of the broadcasts he did. I was looking at Chucky's guest file yesterday, and he hit 15 sentences close to almost every time he talks now. So we have to give him a raise.
Wait a minute. If he gets a raise for more words, then I should be owning the company because I talk all the time.
Well, you want the company, you can have it. It doesn't make any money. It costs money.
And that's because the current management does not. That's because the current management does not know how to.
I can make money.
Oh.
I can make money, but the problem is it costs too much money to make money because everywhere else you want to be except Facebook, you have to pay to be
I understand it, and certainly understand about expenses. You're right about that.
Why do we want to have maybe 10 people if we're lucky on X at 7:00 Tuesdays and Thursdays when Alex Jones has about 927,000 people watching him, and sometimes it's just not. You're just not going to do well against the established people that are wherever they are. But I tell people, if you want to take a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and post it on X, you're more than welcome to do so, and that will make me happy. I was looking yesterday, and one of my posts got retweeted 42 times last week, and I think I picked up something like 30 new followers from it. So, every once in a while I have to go check X so that okay, Chuck. And Chuck will be right back. He was having technical issues with his microphone, and there he is. So he had to leave, but he promises to come back. And if he doesn't, then Randy Rhodes will run down, chase him, find him, and fire him. Where are you going? Oh, okay. Randy got up to close his door. Everybody was leaving. I guess what we'll have to do is we'll have to start like a 1-minute break at 10:15.
Yeah.
Everybody,
a bathroom break.
Everybody can run off a bathroom break or whatever.
So let's talk some news. Okay, my favorite topic is Russia and Ukraine.
Let's just shut up talking smack and plug some news.
So Putin says he doesn't care about the fact that Trump's going to be in the White House in a few weeks, a couple of weeks, and that he's not going to bow to him just because he's in the White House. What they're doing right now, because with the new technology that's being used in this war, with the damn drones dropping down inside, the tanks, and the drones are taking out the Navy ships and so forth. They're taking their toll. But the one thing that Putin has to his advantage, if you will, as opposed to Ukraine, is the number of men he can put into uniform. So what they started doing is they're using prisoners inside Russia, saying, "Look, we'll commute your sentences if you sign this paper, join the army, and you actually survive the conflict, that you'll be a free man." So that's what's going on. So they just deployed multiple thousands of soldiers in this one area, which I cannot begin to pronounce, against the Ukrainians, and they did very well. They had a 1-to-4 margin in deaths, which means for every 4 soldiers, they lost 3, and Ukraine lost 1. But Ukraine cannot afford to have these kinds of numbers of loss of manpower. They just don't have the men. But the tactics with the drones, they're taking their toll. And, because you figure the tanks, it's hot, inside those damn tanks. And when you're in a combat situation and you're going full speed and you're shooting your guns and so forth, it adds to the heat inside. So they'll pop open their what the hell? Oh shit! They'll pop open their the lids to the tank, okay, and a drone that's lucky enough to spot that it's open, the hatch, okay, the hatch is open. So for a drone operator, you're lucky enough to find a armored vehicle with an open hatch. They just drop the damn drone down inside that tank, armored vehicle, and boom, you just toast it. 5-6 men inside that vehicle. It's a vicious way to fight a war and horrible way to die. But that's where we're at with the modern day warfare. It's a shame. So 1-4 margin, Russia's favor. They don't really care because these are prisoners that are being killed, not frontline soldiers. So they're willing to take those kinds of odds, which is horrendous. But I posted yesterday. This man, Putin, he's a madman. We think of Biden being a stupid lunatic and can't talk a thing for himself, let alone go to the bathroom by himself. This Putin dude, he thinks that he has the ability to make Russia the way it was back in the 1700s. He's going after 6 NATO countries. At least he's talking about it, and he's looking to add to add those countries to Russia. And I would have to think that if he goes after those NATO countries, that's where Trump's got. He has no choice, but he has to step in and do something.
I'm wondering if it's all show, mainly because Trump isn't back yet. Biden is still president until January 20th. And I'm even wondering if Trump asked Putin to step up the fire of of threatening Ukraine and this and that, and we'll all just have a good laugh because we've already settled it I think the only one that really has any concern really is Zelensky. Is where the hell is he going to go if Ukraine falls to Russia? Is Putin going to capture him and jail him, or is he going to exile him from Russia? I mean, exile him from Ukraine. This, that, and the other thing. Uh, to me, I guess we have to do whatever we have to do at this point to make sure it doesn't turn into another 20-year war that we're funding. I mean, if they want to have a war for 20 years with each other, it's on them. They want to destroy their countries, it's on them. But we shouldn't be helping. We should be paying either one of them a subsidy to have that war.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, he better do something soon because with the deal that Putin has with North Korea in exchange for the soldiers, and I've been trying to find out if these. So he got 12,000 soldiers, and according to Ukraine, they're falling by the wayside, or they're turning sides to Ukraine. Uh, he
yeah,
better do something soon to replenish the North
no,
Korean soldiers. So I'm not sure if their deal with North Korea includes an add-in of soldiers as time goes on with loss and attrition
no,
to the soldiers. But he's given Putin's given North Korea nuclear plans to be able to build nuclear missiles. He's given them MiG-29s and Su-27 fighter jets, which are very powerful jets. So he's beefing up North Korea, which North Korea could then turn around and use against South Korea. So
but I think Kim understands that we're not going to stand by. I mean, you can't have a big war. You can't drop a nuke on the center of Korea and take out both North Korea and South Korea. But I think he understands that if he goes after South Korea, the United States will come in and somehow we will make it a war that he will regret he ever started.
yeah,
It will be quick and it will be decisive. And I don't know. Maybe they will hit Korea with everything they can that's not nuclear, but it will devastate that small little country. You know, but like I said, war is an outdated means of accomplishing anything because it takes 20 years before we throw our hands up and leave, and uh, you know or we kept something going for 20 years. And what's the point?
yeah.
I mean, Israel's been in the same war over Gaza and the West Bank for at least 20 years now, and maybe one day they will settle it, but I doubt it.
Uh, the one thing that we really have to be aware of is how the media spins different storylines. Like I'm going through here, and this one uh, headline says Bradley takes out Russian T-90M in intense combat. So Bradley is one of our tanks that we gave to Ukraine, and the Russian T-90 is a very affordable tank. Um, so when you first see the title, Bradley takes out the Russian T-90. Wow, one Bradley gets that. Well, when you keep looking and digging, it turns out that a drone hit the Russian tank first, which caused some damage to it. And then the Bradley sees it and starts firing weapons at it, causing more damage. And then a second Bradley comes into the fray, and the two Bradleys together with that drone destroyed one tank. Uh, so the storyline is not as big or fancy as it makes it sound. So you got to be aware of how you get your information and be very careful. Your reporting of it. So that's why I always try to make sure that I check many different sources. Um, uh, what else? What else? there's some other things that uh, I've been trying to get more information. Uh, this goes into these. We want to have categories for our show. Like U.S. news, political news, international news, and strange and weird news. This will fall under the strange and weird news. I was saw a video with Elon Musk, and the interviewer asked him about North Atlantic, about the Antarctica. And he said, yes, I've been there. And he said, is it true what they say that there's a city? Took minutes to get on, kept saying he can't play video. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Anyways, I'm not sure if he's having problems, but I'll keep talking.
You can't hear me if I turn my mic off, and I turned my mic off because
Yeah.
the dogs in Studio B were doing
Okay.
a very loud howl song, and I didn't want that to get in. But Regina, occasionally what happens is it just takes a few moments extra to load on my profile like it's supposed to. Normally, if you don't see it on my profile, but there's a red ring around my profile picture that says live, tap on that and it will bring you into the broadcast. Or sometimes refreshing your Facebook page or refreshing my profile page will in fact get it going to you. That's a technical issue that unfortunately happens with Facebook. There's nothing we can do. Yep, I know you can hear me now, Regina, because like I said, I had unplugged. I thought I had turned off my mic. I forgot that I had turned off my mic because the dogs in Studio B were getting incredibly loud and very high-pitched loud, and it bothered me so that I forgot I started talking because my mic was turned off. So I apologize. Plus, it's more fun to turn my mic off and forget to turn it on because you can't hear me, and then that way I know the people that are telling me that they can't hear me are watching the broadcast. So sometimes it's one of those things I might do intentionally, but realistically, no, it's not. Anyway, grab a fresh cup of coffee, sit down, join the conversation with Randy and I. If you want, either in the live chat or come into the live chat if you want, and come on to the broadcast. You know. And if you come on to one and you decide you had a good time and you want to do another one, do another one. And eventually, if you want, you're more than welcome to do more than welcome to come on to all of it. You know, we generally have a bunch of extra seats at the table available, and all I ask is that when you come on, you respect everybody else who's on the broadcast. You agree to disagree. Sometimes yelling and screaming happens between people or me and on broadcasts. And we try to deal with that as best as we can. We try to talk civil and be nice to everybody, but we have a good time. This time of the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm drinking coffee, so I hope everybody else is drinking coffee. And we're just having a good time talking about what's going on in the world, what's going on in our lives. And now we return back to Randy Woods, who's the news director of Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. What do you got, Randy?
I was just saying, trying to get a little bit more detail here, but Milwaukee, a fire department in Milwaukee just discovered some containers containing ballots from the 2024 election that were not counted. I was looking through the article to see, if they opened up the ballots to see, what the ratio was as far as, Trump and Harris. But the article didn't indicate that they opened up the ballots, so I can't answer that question. Not that would have made a big difference because Trump won it anyways. But it just goes to show you that if there were, 200 here, a couple hundred here, 1,000 here, it doesn't take much to affect the outcome of an
And,
election.
and and let's say there were 1 million ballots they found in Milwaukee in barrels that people voted for Joe Biden. It's not going to happen because they needed every vote for Joe Biden. If it turns out to be 1 million votes for Trump, we just have proven how corrupt the state is and what they need to do. And the biggest thing about the 2024 election that is starting to bother me is Democrats took this page out of Trump's playbook, and now they want to protest the election. They want to, they want to change the vote so that it makes Kamala Harris the president, which would be the absolute worst thing that could happen for the Democrats anyway, because the Democrat Party announced, based on her last campaign and raising $1 billion and showing a lot of the things that she paid for with that $1 billion, they have no intention of financing a campaign for her again. Plus, she lost so big anyway that they're not gonna run her again.
Yeah, they're talking about AOC as a potential 2028.
AOC against JD Chan. I mean, yeah, JD Vance. No, I'll tell you now. I'll predict no way that will happen.
Yeah.
You know, you know. I bet Joe Biden will declare himself a candidate the day he's out of the White House for the 2028 Democrat nomination, so he can run against JD Vance. And if anyone gets taken behind the schoolhouse and spanked with a switch, I hope Barack Obama is the one who does it.
Yeah, I keep seeing about the North Korean soldiers, the 12,000. Well, they keep repeating the same damn article, this is new news. I'm looking, 12,000 North Korean soldiers sent to the front line. Well, weren't they at the front line before? It's kind of weird how they're playing these.
I mean, maybe he did send 12,000 more. So now he's up to 24,000. Like you said, a lot of the first 12,000, as soon as they got there, they surrendered and, are, I guess, being held as prisoner of war. I can't see them fighting. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe they will fight in the war, but I mean, at the least, they're political prisoners who are, who are in jail. Plus, I think Kim, one of the warnings that he told them was that if Russia doesn't win the war, don't come back.
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
reading this and it says, according to the Ukrainian president, Russia had provided these soldiers, being the North Koreans, with minimal protection. In his daily address, meaning Zelensky, our soldiers managed to capture them, but they were very seriously wounded and could not be saved. In other words, they were wounded and they died. I call bullshit on that. Okay, I mean, if Ukraine had the medical finesse to help soldiers who are seriously wounded in combat, and let's face it, folks, these weapons can do a hell of a number to your body, ripping it to shreds. But if you have the medical ability, you can save these lives. I saw a video of this on the news about this man here in the United States who was seriously wounded by a forklift. Somehow he managed to get run over by a forklift, okay? And by the time they got done with him, they had to remove everything below his abdomen, okay? And the guy's alive. Yeah, he's in the hospital. Uh, I mean, the
Yep.
video shows him smiling. But I tell you what, folks, if that was me, just finish the job and put me out because I would not want to live the rest of my life with only half of my body. That's just me. I'm sorry, I couldn't live that way.
Okay.
What
Hang
about
on
you,
just
Dave?
hang on just a second. We just sent Regina a link to join us, and let's give her a minute to
And
see
she's
if
one of my
she.
clients.
Yep, and I've seen her on broadcast with you.
Yeah,
I've been
she's a good woman.
I've been in the live chat of other broadcasts with her, and uh, she's a hot ticket. So give her a minute, give her a hot. I mean, give her a moment to get through security here.
Yeah, your
I
security
sent
is
a note
tough. They
to.
they check everything. I mean, they do the whole thing with the
They
mirrors
do.
underneath the car, make sure there's no bombs underneath my car. They pop open the trunk.
Yep,
They pull the seats back.
yep.
If they find any loose change, they keep it. They
They
pat
do.
me down. They make me take my clothes off, do the anal checkup. Uh, I would tell you what, you get some vicious guys
The
there.
only the only thing they've been told is if Randy comes with donuts in his hand, you don't destroy the donuts.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
oh,
Randy once said that there's a fantastic donut shop near where he lives, and you really have to try it. And then he said he was going to send a dozen donuts, and he never
no.
did.
Well,
I don't know. I didn't really know if I
the
believed
sad thing after I
that he
made
was
that
going to do it.
comment, I lost. Several of my clients decided to end their services, and that takes $400-600 out of my budget. And it's not that these donuts cost a lot; it's just that I tell you what. Let's see what happens next week. I'll see what you need to DM me your address so I can see what the shipping costs will be. Okay.
Okay, Chuck is back.
Chucky
Regina
back.
should
Chuck,
be
Chuck,
here.
Chuck is back.
Regina should be here momentarily, and now Clock Rand. I'm having so much trouble. Panda is in the live chat. And Clock, if you want to join, I will send you a link as well, and then we'll go with that for a while, and kick it around. But I agree with you. Don't rule out Big Mike because he's more vocal now than before because he's probably working on the scripts that they are writing for him. I guess he and his wife felt overconfident that Camilla would be sufficient as the next puppet. She would have been sufficient if she shut her mouth and played puppet, but she didn't want to play puppet. Rumor has it that most Democrats thought that she was going to take the party far left more than they are left now. I don't think there's any Democrat really that wants to see the United States of America become a
Well, we
socialist
already
country.
are.
I mean,
We
there are
can't say
some.
that because everything that they're doing so far is making us a socialist nation. I mean, when they
Well, right. But I mean, when you get to the point where it's okay for socialists to come on social media and say wealthy people like Elon Musk shouldn't spend money on the things that they spend money on, or Jeff Bezos shouldn't spend $600 million on his wedding because if he took the $600 million and wrote an equal check to each of the $330 million, I mean 300 million people in America, they might get $1 million each. And my response is, why the hell would you come to me if I was worth $500 billion and tell me I have to write a check to every American citizen who feels I owe them money. I don't owe them squat. You know, I had businesses that made my $500 billion for me, and they were customers of my business. You know, they were customers of my business. So I mean, they got what they needed. I made money because I sold them what they needed, and that's it. You know, if you want to be a billionaire, if you want to be a millionaire, there is no reason and there's no one preventing you from becoming a millionaire in the United States of America. Whether or not you make it to a billionaire, well, that's between you and the other billionaires. It's an exclusive club that, you know, they want to keep limited to themselves. But, you know, Mark Zuckerberg was like 28 years old when he became the youngest billionaire in the United States of America. Uh, so if he can do it with the help, and he had the help of the government, if you believe that Facebook is owned by or created by DARPA. But, you know, my point is that if you really want to start a business, go and start it. And forget about wanting to become a millionaire or billionaire or a trillionaire. Just run the damn business. And if you run the damn business the way your customers want and the right way, you'll make more than enough money to support your business and yourself. It's that simple.
Here's one for you. Your wife's a teacher, right? Okay.
She is.
Uh, if she's there with you, I would love to get her response to this. I was watching the news, and this mother came on to lodge a complaint against a school in Texas where a teacher was handing out sleepy stickers to all the students in her class. And the mother asked the child, "What is this?" And she said, "That's my sleepy sticker." And she said, "Whoa, what does it do? Where did you get it?" She said, "My teacher gave it to me." Well, why did she do that? It makes us sleepy. It makes you sleepy. She said, yes. She said that the teacher gives all the students a sticker, and she places it on her arm right here, and we go to sleep. And obviously, the parents were not aware of it, and they're in an uproar.
Of
And
course
guess
they won't.
what? You can buy these things on Amazon.
Well, the point to me isn't really whether or not you can buy them on Amazon. Because the point to me really is the effing teacher should be in a cell licking enough of those stickers so that she never wakes up again. I mean, to me, people have to think about what they are doing. Okay? You can be a teacher and you can teach things that you shouldn't. And if you're teaching things that you shouldn't, then you're going to get in trouble eventually. But every teacher I know does it because they love the job, and in the case of, you know, preschool and lower grades, you know, they're real people focused on what's going on, and they want to teach kids what they need to know. And I don't care whether or not it it is something you're teaching in the private schools, but 5-year-old kids do not need to learn about transgendered people and why they want to become a transgendered person. Yes, maybe they need to learn about transgendered people so that they have an open mind and they accept them for doing whatever the hell they're doing.
Yes.
You know, prejudice is not something kids are born with. It's something you're taught. You know, and you know, you you know, it's wrong for teachers to be teaching, impressionable young children prejudice just because they're prejudiced. I'm
So there,
sorry.
there's two teachers involved, and the sleepy sticker has melatonin on it. So it's a sleep it's a sleep.
It's a sleep thing. No, right. It's an amount of melatonin that is okay for children to take, and it's sold that way as a sleep aid for children. But it's not sold, it is
Oh,
not
it's a buy.
sold so that a teacher can buy it and take it and give
But
one to every kid in their classroom to put their children to sleep.
hold on a second. Uh, it blows my mind that this is even available. Is melatonin
Well,
addictive?
okay. No, well, I mean, I guess it can be, but the point is that melatonin is natural. Your body makes melatonin, and if you're not sleeping well, meaning you're not going through broken sleep every night, or you're not getting enough sleep every night, sometimes they give you more
Oh, yeah.
melatonin because it helps you sleep. They did that with me. I had a broken sleep problem with my bipolar symptoms, and they gave me melatonin, and it
Yeah.
worked great. When I was diagnosed bipolar, they added they added they doubled it because it's possible that at some point I could start having really bad nightmares as part of my dementia. So if they gave me, the belief was that if they doubled the amount of melatonin that I was taking, if and when the nightmares ever showed up, I probably wouldn't have to deal with them because my brain has taken enough melatonin to recognize the deficit that my body has, and I'd sleep. And the bottom line is, I can tell them, I still dream. How bad they are, I don't know, but every once in a while there's a bad
I
dream.
have to
But
think, you know, how long the effect is on these students. So, okay, I know these kids are like in five, six, seven, eighth grade,
right,
8 years old. Okay, so I remember back when I was a little baby, a toddler, where there was a nap time. Okay, where we took 30, 40 minutes, and
right,
we just slept. Um,
right,
I'm not sure
right.
this is what that is because they're keeping a lid on it.
But
But these are teachers,
well,
so these teachers are being paid to watch over these students who are sleeping. However long they sleep, I don't know. That'd be an interesting question. And at the same
well,
time, what
no.
are the
Usually it's not more than an hour. Well, like with Donna's, I think it was an hour, and then they woke up and went on to other things, and the teachers did things that they had to
right
get
paperwork?
done while
Yeah,
it was
yeah, I
quiet
got
in the
that.
classroom. And but I don't care what they were doing. I don't care what their excuse for giving the melatonin
Without
was.
without parents'
Bullcrap.
permission.
And the reason that it's sold, the reason that a sticker is sold with the proper dose of melatonin on it is because name a 5-year-old kid that doesn't have trouble
Yeah,
swallowing
that's
the
true.
pill.
Yeah.
So if you're giving your child melatonin, you know, licking a sticker, that's great if you're doing it in your home. But I don't care because most of the preschools or whatever daycare that have kids that don't nap, they just their parents don't want them to nap for whatever reason it is. They don't nap. They stay awake and they continue doing whatever they were doing while the other kids are napping. I think I think in one program I heard uh, the policy is I think it's an hour nap total, and they have to lay quietly for, I think, 15 or 20 minutes of it. Then they can get up and do whatever, unless, of course, they have a note from the parent that says, no, I don't want my child to nap. I don't want my child to be laying down to nap because either they won't sleep
Okay,
at night when they get home or whatever.
So the kids are 5-year-olds, 4 or 5-year-olds.
Right.
Okay, so I finally got the school's name. It's Northgate Crossing Elementary School in Spring, Texas.
Okay.
But
what does it say the reason that
I'm
they're
looking
giving them the melatonin for? I mean, they're trying to induce sleep on purpose. What's the reason?
Okay, so the report that teacher allegedly gave a student a sleeping aid is deeply troubling and completely unacceptable. Please rest assured that we'll investigate, blah, blah, blah. It's not saying why they gave him, what they did.
Hold on a minute. Excuse me, I apologize. Regina and Chucky were in the
Well, melatonin is actually a hormone, and it shouldn't be gave to kids without being under a doctor's supervision.
Okay.
Because if you give melatonin to a child that ain't supposed to be having that kind of hormone in them, that could cause nightmares, terrors, bedwetting.
Right. The parents said they took notice that was happening the past several weeks and didn't know why.
Right.
You're exactly right, Regina.
They can kill a child. They can make a child's blood pressure go so low that child dies.
It can kill an adult. If I grab my bottle of melatonin and I swallow 98 pills in the bottle, I will go to sleep, have a heart attack, and die. Okay?
That's right.
There's no reason
to mess with the hormones. They're messing with hormones in kids is what they're doing.
Of course. They probably are using it as a means to get transgender or whatever.
That's what I was wondering.
Into their sleeping because
Exactly.
most nap rooms play calming music that helps get people to sleep. I couldn't go into the nap room where if Donna was working and I went to visit, I couldn't go into the nap room during nap time because it was so quiet, the music was so relaxing, I'd end up snoring.
Yeah.
And
right. Right. Well, see, I found, we worked with class kids for a little while and with the FBI on these missing kids, stuff like that. Well, we found this group, and it's a bunch of transgenders that have gotten together, and they are becoming child psychologists. And they are getting jobs in these school psychologists.
Yep.
So you tell me what kind of DEI they got going on in these public schools. I know one child that went to school and she come home from seeing the counselor and the counselor gave her 3 books to read. Guess what them 3 books were? All horror books. All 3 of them.
Okay.
Horror books. What kind of counselor gives a child that's having issues horror books about killing people?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One that shouldn't be a psychologist.
That's what's going on in public schools.
Yep.
It's insanity. That's exactly why Trump and them are calling for paying parents $10,000 to homeschool kids.
Yeah, well, right, and others are calling for a voucher that, if you happen to live close to a school that's a problem school, you can take your tax voucher and go find any school that is willing to accept your voucher.
That's a joke, though, Dave. That's a joke. Yeah, they give you a voucher. We have it here in Florida. They'll give you vouchers, but what good are them vouchers when you got parents that don't have a way to go because their husband's at work with the vehicle? The only way to get these children to these other schools is to drive them. If you got no way to get your kid to a good school, then you're lost.
I'm a big supporter of homeschooling. Everybody knows that.
I homeschool mine.
We live with our son, daughter-in-law, and 12-year-old grandson. And I think he was homeschooled when he lived in Connecticut. He was homeschooled, and he's homeschooled here. I believe once a year or every so often he has to go see somebody in the public school and prove to them that he's
Good
at
test.
or above
Yeah.
at or above the same level, and he consistently tests
They still have to
above.
take that. Yeah, they still have to take the
Yeah, but
SATs and all the tests.
he does,
Yeah.
and it's sad, but he consistently proves that he is above.
Yeah, I'm
That he is above, and
one of the
in his case, his mother is the math person,
right.
and he's fantastic in math. Our son
My
is
son is too autistic.
effing genius, effing genius on that scale. He's an
Count
effing genius
cards.
with a photographic memory. He can read the mint
My
mark
son's
on a
the same
quarter
way.
if you're like 7 feet in front of him.
Yep. My
And
oldest
and
boy, he's the same way.
I called him on it one night. When we were living in Connecticut. I don't remember. We were talking Yankees because he's a diehard Yankees fan and I'm a diehard Red Sox fan. And something happened in a game that they were playing, and I asked him how many times have the Red Sox done it in the history of the Red Sox, but I was so tired I had to go to bed. I came down the next morning and there was like a 2.5 page thing. He stayed up and he wrote a 2.5 page spot on 100% right document. And the other thing I love about homeschooling is that everything becomes a reading, writing, arithmetic lesson.
Correct.
Our
They don't
son
teach that anymore.
taught, or our son was teaching him Tony math. They came over to our house in Connecticut to build a raised flower bed for Donna, and Tony came with Matt, and he had to measure the wood. Had to be able to read a measuring tape. Tape.
Yeah.
Cut it, and
That's
he helped
cool.
Matt put it together. And uh, he can go into the grocery store and keep a running total in his head of what he's going to buy, and know the total, and he looks at prices and make sure he's getting the best deal, just like
Right. That's like my son.
everybody. I hate shopping.
I tell everybody, don't play cards. Don't play cards with my son because you'll lose.
Yeah. Well, anybody who counts cards is
seriously.
not trying to play cards.
My son has been asked to leave casinos because they don't understand how he wins.
Yep.
21
Or they know that he's counting
blackjack.
cards. Yeah.
He's gonna run them.
Yeah.
He counts cards. He's very, very good at counting cards.
A good card and a good if you shuffle the cards thinking that that's going to throw them off, when you start dealing, they know.
They know. My son's like
They
that.
know.
It's scary. It's like, how do you do that? They can't prove he's counting cards, but they've asked him to leave a few casinos.
Yeah. Well, if you win a lot of money on a slot machine, whether or not you're counting, you win a big jackpot on a slot machine. They want to give you a room and go upstairs and come down in the morning, order the best room service meal, go to bed, and then come down the next morning and play.
I can tell you how to win in slots. Slots is easy to win.
Yeah.
I like I used to.
Most of the people I know
The machine.
that do it and do it well know the time
My
that
dad.
the machine is going to
Nope.
pay each day.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. It don't work like that.
That play,
Nope.
But it does work. It does
that ain't
work
how it
for
works.
these people because I've asked. Okay, well, it's something like they know how often the
I'm gonna
machine
tell you.
is going to hit.
Nope, nope, nope. I'm gonna tell you how it works. This is how it works.
Okay.
There's only three machines in the hit big money. Okay, and they're only programmed to hit
Mhm.
when so much money is put into them. Once you find
Okay.
that machine, you just secretly go behind it. You take the picture of the number of the machine. You get the number off the back of that machine because they move the machines around the
Okay.
casino after, when they go in and
Yes,
clean and
they
vacuum, they
do.
move it
They
around.
do.
It's never in the same spot. That's how
Yeah.
they get them. So my dad will walk in that machine. He will not play another machine. He will play that one with the number on the
Yeah.
back of it. My
Right.
dad has
And
won
when he
four
wins,
four times at the casino. 75,000, a million, eight
yeah,
hundred thousand. My dad's good. He's good.
and and they
But one
play
thing, one
they
thing,
play
question
on,
wise,
like
checking
at
the back of the
Foxwoods, they got
machines.
like 5 different wampum cards, and they'll plug one in, and when they hit that $50,000 jackpot on one, or even a couple $100, some only do to play to win like, I don't know, 400 or 500 bucks. As soon as they hit that, they take that card out, they print out a voucher, and they go play another
Did we
machine.
lose? Did we lose
Like
Chucky?
I
He
watched a
was
little
dumb
old
to do
lady.
that.
He's
Yeah.
having he's having mic problems that I guess he's not able to work out.
But
He
okay,
is
but when
having
your father, when your
Yeah.
father was walking around trying to find that particular machine, wasn't there anyone watching and questioning why he's checking the back of the machines?
When you're walking
no,
when you're an
probably
old
not.
man and you got a old lady with you
Yeah.
and y'all got money, they don't pay no mind to you. They cater to you.
Right?
They
Yeah,
cater to you because
yeah.
you're spending money.
They got high roller areas. Right, they got high roller machines that
Mhm.
pay even more often
Free
because
rooms, free
because
buffets. Oh
right,
yeah,
free rooms, free buffets. They give you prizes all the time. Uh,
free
we
jewelry.
we knew a high roller.
They sent mom a
Yeah,
diamond
we knew a
ring
high
with
roller.
two rubies on each side.
Yep, yep, yep. We knew a high
I wish
roller
they'd throw some money this
that
way though. They could throw some this way.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Must be nice to have
dangerous
money, I guess.
myself. Go go going into a casino because I can walk in and say, okay, I got a
I
hundred
used
dollars in
to.
my wallet that I can play.
I
But if I
used to.
lose it too
I'm
fast,
done. I'm done.
then I'm going to start playing. Then I'm going to start.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do that. Or if I won
Penny
400 or 500
machines.
bucks off the slot machine, I'd walk away.
Yeah,
Well,
my
yeah.
ex-husband was bad
So
about gambling.
I used to sit. I used to sit. I just, you know, if I lost my $100 in 20 minutes, I was done.
Yeah,
And if I
that's the
had
way
another
I
$100
was.
in my wallet, I could play.
But I'd only go in with
You know,
20 bucks. What were you
yeah. And
saying, Randy?
I never played tape.
I was just saying that
Randy.
that's one thing that my father never got involved with was the gambling. He's a big alcoholic, but he never went to the casinos. He could, I mean, he had the money for it, but he just never did it. Um,
Yeah.
uh, now I never, and even when the uncles and aunts came to the house for pinochle night, they never played for money.
Oh
They always
man.
had the poker chips, and they never played it for money. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, I never had that experience with casinos. Um, I will say this:
And it's weird.
I worked for this one security company, and the guy had the owner had big bucks, and they uh, had a meeting of all the employees. And it was held at the casino here in Pennsylvania. God, I can't think where it was. It was a huge casino here in Pennsylvania. I'd never been inside one, and you walk through and you're seeing all these one armed bandits, and you see these roulette tables and the blackjack tables, and I've never been inside one. And we went up into the conference room, and they did their thing. They were talking about how the sale was going to be paid out in higher prices and so forth, and so it was a good time. But uh, I eventually left the company. And I can't remember why. To be honest with you, I think I made a change. I think that's when I tried to open up my own security company, my own, and it didn't work out too well. But anyways,
Yep.
that's the only time I just done a casino.
Did we lose Regina? Geez, we're batting 1,000 today. We just lost Regina. Chucky is dealing with Restream to try to figure out why his mic isn't working. He did make a comment that they're telling him how to fix it, but it isn't working. I will say this because I've said it before on a broadcast. I do not believe the people when you click on the first people you talk to are AI when you click on Restream Help. If you ask for humans, they put you on hold and you get what you are supposed to believe is a human, but I still believe that they're just a higher educated AI. 99% of the time for me, they've been able to help me take care of the problem, but I'm still convinced that it's just a totally AI help. And in a lot of cases, when you're dealing with a technical issue that you need fixed right then and there, you can't get help. Jerry Michaels from the American Rebellion, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. downstairs on the American Rebellion blogger page, over on Rumble, over on Locals via Rumble, over on X. And I can't remember anywhere else. And I should write it down, but is watching. So tonight at 7 o'clock, make sure you watch the American Rebellion. It's usually Jerry Michaels, Nikki Young. I'm there a lot. Randy's there a lot. Jen Woodruff is there a lot. A lot of people there a lot. A lot of people watch, and they should be on it too. It's a good time for everybody. So catch the American Rebellion tonight at 7 p.m. I tell you to watch it on the American Rebellion blogger page. There are two American Rebellion things on Facebook. One is the group and one is the page. It's broadcast off the page on Facebook. So make sure you go to the page. And after that, Dr. David Novar, computer technician.
Hey, Dave.
And he's helped Randy and I several times. Regina was watching. I don't know what happened with Regina. All of a sudden, I looked up and she popped out, and there's no private chat message.
I think she.
So,
I think she uses her.
Maybe she had to
I think
go.
she uses her phone, and she has problems with her phone connection.
Okay.
I know sometimes when she's on broadcast with me, she has issues staying connected.
Let's see. Oh, Regina, hold on. Regina's back. Come on.
So you're ignoring her.
No, she's back now.
Yeah, I'm just being ignored. That's all right. I'm used to it. No, I'm teasing.
Chainsaw Chucky is back.
Hey,
Chuck.
And
hey,
everybody's
Chuck.
watching. We're having a good time. Regina, if you have a good time on today's broadcast, you're more than welcome to join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern.
If I'm not mistaken, Regina, aren't you in Florida?
Yeah, I'm right on that. I'm right on the Alabama line.
Hey, you can tell that voice is there of the Alabama.
Yep.
You can definitely hear it.
Listen, if you mention it, my voice just goes straight countrified, and I try not to be so country because it's hard to understand me when I really get talking.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I knew that Regina was in Florida, but we were watching Sean Conover, who used to have a different name for his broadcast. I don't remember what it was, but
Yeah.
everybody watched it. But now he just uses his real name, and you should watch him. But I didn't
Foxtrot
know that he's
Tango.
in Florida.
He's
Yeah,
in
so I had
Orlando.
said to Regina, yeah, that's right, Orlando. I said one of these days we have to do a broadcast with everybody who's here in Florida that does broadcasts. Aside from the regulars that are on our shows, we should link all our shows together and do one
That's
big
funny.
show with all of us who are here in Florida.
That's weird because we're spread out. I'm in Pensacola, you're Jacksonville, and he's down in Orlando. Where are you at, Chucky?
Nope. Chucky, turn your mic on.
You can't.
I'm sorry.
He's in Massachusetts. He's up north.
No, Chuck is in Iowa.
Iowa.
Chuck is in Iowa, but don't ever be around me when you ask someone where they're from,
Iowa.
because my first answer is my mother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's in Iowa. But my first answer when people ask me where I'm from is from my mother.
You're like my son from my mama. I come from my mama.
Yeah. And then people will often ask me why you say that, and jokingly I say because it's her fault.
Technically, y'all started it. It comes from y'all first.
Well, I was. Well,
if it didn't come out of y'all, it wouldn't be in us.
Well, maybe.
Now I'm getting it.
Maybe in that case. God. Maybe in that case, it was my.
Oh my God! Okay, it's okay. Let's clean up the conversation.
My father's already up in heaven.
In case you have noticed, even before you came on the show, I'm sitting here doing your ancestry. So I sent you some pictures.
Oh, Wisconsin! Excuse me. Chuck is not in Iowa. He's in Wisconsin with those real.
I knew it was north.
With real cheese people, the Sargento family.
Wisconsin. Wisconsin's pretty, but
it's escort Sargento trucks out of Wisconsin or into Wisconsin. They probably have their own. What do you do?
Randy lives in the prettiest place, PA.
What do you do, Chuck, if you get an escort job and it's an autonomous tractor? Because they do have them.
Have what? On top of the tractor?
Autonomous tractors, self-driving tractors.
Oh.
There's one company in the United States that makes them.
No, thank you.
I believe they worked with the Department of Transportation for many years before they were allowed to use them. I had the privilege of being on a highway, I don't remember which one, for about 100 miles with one. And at first I drove about 20 million car lengths behind it. Then I drove up along the side of it. Then I passed it and kept it, I think 2 car lengths behind me going the speed limit. And
that's creepy.
It's very creepy. But my experience with the bad side of autonomous driving cars is that Uber had them for a while. And down in Southern California, an Uber driver was in it because Uber's policy was that if you have a self-driving vehicle, you have to be in it. There has to be a driver in it able to take over. And what happened, unfortunately, is a ball rolled out onto the street. The car saw the ball. And when it stopped rolling, it wasn't in the path of the car. What happened was a child ran so far between the 2 parked cars so fast that the car couldn't stop. That accident would have been saved because a human driver would have taken back control of the car and stopped as soon as they saw the ball. The reason that didn't happen is because the dash cam showed that the driver was actually asleep. So it was a human It was a human error accident. Uh, I don't. I believe Uber's insurance company paid out anyway, and they sued the driver as well because the driver obviously wasn't doing their job. Uh,
Well,
Uber's a
wait, wait.
joke anyway.
But
well, it is. It is. No.
okay, so the Uber driver was asleep, allowing his
Yes.
autonomous car to drive for him while he had a
No.
passenger in the car.
No. Well, no, no. They were Uber was
No.
testing that autonomous. Uber was testing that autonomous car. Its policy was anytime that autonomous car was in use, a driver had to be in it and ready, awake, and ready to take over. What happened,
In
like I
case the
said,
car
was
wasn't
the
doing that.
car the car tracked the ball. It saw the ball roll out and stop between two parked cars. It didn't sense anybody behind the ball or anything else, so it kept going because the ball wasn't in its way. The child ran out between the two parked cars, grabbed the ball, and continued running across the street. Not even the side of the street that the ball rolled out on. The car couldn't. The you know the autonomous
It didn't
car's
recognize her
computer
in time.
basically said it recognized the red flag of the ball, but the ball stopped moving, and the car continued going. The fallback to Uber was your driver then should have been able to take over
Hit the brake.
once the car tracked the ball and the driver knew something was likely to create an accident. The driver should have taken over and
Stopped
done
it.
its thing. Stop the car. Uber, I believe the case against Uber came out innocent, I guess, but because their policy was the driver should have caught it. Their insurance company ended up paying out because the driver was asleep. Uber said, hey, the driver was asleep. Our policy is you can't drive any car for Uber while you're sleeping.
Kind of makes sense.
That's
So,
stupid.
The scary thing is passing Teslas and other nice, fancy self-driving cars where the person driving it
I'm glad I
obviously
don't.
is holding the newspaper unfolded reading.
I'm glad I don't drive a big truck no more.
It's
I'd be in jail.
it's okay. Well, it's okay if you have a self-driving car, but you have to be the human that's ready to take over.
Listen,
But now Tesla has a self-driving cab
no,
out
no, no,
and a self-driving bus out that
no, 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 no.
those vehicles are able to stop if they track something. But Tesla is owned by Musk, who owns SpaceX, and built a much better advanced system to operate a cab and a bus. Eventually, it was going to happen anyway.
That's what gets me. Oh, go ahead, Randy. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, so what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Yep.
Whose neck of the woods? Mine?
Regina, what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on in your
As far as local news, local happenings, anything weird.
Let's see. We've had 4 shootings in the past 5 days around here. We've had a lot of vehicles stolen, a couple of home invasions.
Oh my
We're
God.
all trying to figure out with all these, be careful what you wish for, because at first we only had one Democrat running for Matt Gaetz' seat here. So now we got like 9 or 10 Republicans running, and I don't know but one of them, and I'm not happy with the one that's on there that I do know, so I don't know which one to vote for.
isn't West Palm Beach where Trump lives at Mar-a-Lago? Isn't that a
That's down there.
Democrat area?
No, that's what.
Right, but isn't it?
No, that's mostly Cuba. It's well, actually, it's South Florida used to be Florida used to be nothing but farms. Okay, I grew up on farms.
Okay.
Okay, and we had tons of honeybee farms, and then they brought corn. When they brought corn here, it brought in wasps, which killed off the bees. So they started selling off all these properties, and then the Cubans started coming in, and now South Florida is overtaken by Cubans, but they've turned Republican.
Yeah.
So like Mark Rubio, they've all gone Republican, and they're conservative, and they're against the Democratic Party. But I'm on the other end of Florida, which is right on the Alabama, near Mobile, Alabama, which it's turned Pensacola in the past 15 years has went from being countrified to being overrun with immigrants and crime, because they've built so many low-income housing in every neighborhood in Pensacola. It's ruined. It's all subdivisions now. It's ridiculous. It's insane. It's not Pensacola, not what I grew up in.
I look at houses around Jacksonville, and it looks like they took a shed and made it a house, and they're all track houses.
That's exactly what it is.
But I also look at the area of Jacksonville that we're in is all large businesses.
And criminals and gangs.
Trucking hub here. Yeah, well, that
To be honest, it's criminals and
gangs.
Donna
and I were out driving in the area of Jacksonville that we live in one day, and I guess the left blinker was out, and she made a turn and didn't realize that a Jacksonville sheriff was behind us, and he pulled us over. And the first question that he asked was, "Why are you in this area?"
Mm-hmm.
And I almost got irate and said, "We live in this area."
You kind of don't want to say that, because then the cops, oh, you do? What you doing?
Social Security.
Let me explain.
I'm a direct distributor of social. I'm a direct distributor of Social Security.
So
the base.
So finish the story. So he asked, "Well, what are you guys doing here?" And you said you live here. What was the response back?
I don't. He actually didn't wait for an answer. He just, he excused himself. And said, "Have a nice day." I think he got a call that he had to jump in his car and go to.
Okay.
The base that got shot up with that at the NAS.
Yes.
That shot them guys at NAS.
Okay.
Okay, I live 5 minutes from NAS. Okay.
Okay.
All the houses, when you come out of NAS, it's the hood. It used to be Navy housing, low income housing. They even have a cop at the front of it now, because it's all gang members and drug dealers. And that's what the base has to come in and out of every day.
Yep.
Well, according to Jerry, the guards at the post at the entrances, even though they have weapons, they don't have any bullets for the weapons.
Nope. What confused me is I thought we were protected by having the base right there, and then we find out that our cops had to go in and save them because everybody on base aren't allowed to carry weapons.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense. I mean, these are the men and women who are supposed to protect our nation, but you don't trust them to have a loaded weapon while they're on security?
No. And my niece is actually a guard up there at the gate. Well, my ex-niece. My ex-husband's, niece, but she's still my niece.
Yeah.
And she's not even military. They hire unmilitary people to guard that gate. They're not even military. She's just third-degree black belt. It's the only reason she got the job.
That's nuts.
You think? And she's never been in a fight in her whole life. She probably wouldn't know what to do if somebody come at her, like that. You know what I mean?
She's a third-degree black belt.
Yeah, but
that don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing.
If you go up against a
That's
guy that
from
has a
school.
gun,
That's from going to school and getting a black belt. That don't mean she's ever been in conflict with somebody who actually trying to hurt her.
yeah. And there's a difference between learning that kind of martial arts as in a training session, but to turn around and use it against someone else who might be equally prepared with martial arts, but his intention is to cause you bodily harm, if not death.
Right.
You just got that kind of fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like me. Somebody with third-degree black belt. That don't mean nothing to me. and.
Yeah, I've been watching. I've been watching some pretty cool videos, reels. You know what? If I had any suggestion about the reels, is to make the damn things longer, because you get these videos like I said, because of my interest. I've been getting a lot of stuff about ghosts and spirits and places like that. So I'm watching this one. There's a husband and wife in their house, and they're doing something. And all of a sudden, the front door opens up, right? And they look at each other, and they walk over towards the front door. And as the husband turns around, the chair goes flying, right? And then the reel ends. It's like, well, okay, so how did it end? And you can't figure out where to go to see if there's any more video attached to it. They're too damn short. But you have to realize that ghosts and spirits are real. The Bible even talks about that. So when you see these things, obviously some of it is made up and computer generated, but so be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff you watch, it's real. And it's scary, I watched this husband and wife. This called the paranormal couple. They're on Facebook, and they have some really interesting experiences with what they do. I couldn't do it.
I got 2 ghosts in here, 2 ghosts at my house, and that's no joke. No, I got a picture of it. I'm gonna have to find it and send it to you. When my son was little, at Christmas, I went in to take a picture of him. He's sitting down on the floor playing with his cars. And I said, "What are you doing?" Because he was talking to somebody. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm talking to my friend." I said, "What's your friend's name?" He said, "Michael." I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, what are y'all doing?" He said, "We're playing cars. Leave us alone. He don't like you in here." So I took a picture. And when I printed it out, you could see the outline of a little person. It creeped me out. I was creeped out. Creeped out.
That would be interesting. I mean, has it happened since you took the picture?
Oh, I had a lot of things happen. We were one night. My son had a friend of his over, and she couldn't sleep. And she was like, "Gina, will you sit up with me?" She said, "I can't sleep." So we're sitting in the living room, but her dumb ass wants to watch Paranormal Activity. So we put Paranormal Activity. This is like G.
Watch that in a haunted house. Okay.
We put Paranormal Activity on, and we sit down on the couch, and her hair on her arms, and she had blonde hair down to her ass. The back of her hair stood straight up in the air.
Sure, I want to know that. Okay.
And then pictures on the shelf above the TV.
Wait. You're talking about the hair on her body or the hair on her head down to her ass?
the hair of her ass
Oh,
stood up
okay.
straight in the air.
Okay. Woo!
The
My
look,
mind went
the
somewhere
look
else.
on me and listen, the look on me and her face, looking at each other, was just like, "Oh Jesus Christ, what have we done? What have we, all I could think is, what have I brought into this house?" And about
Yeah.
that time, pictures flew off the top of my shelf right at her. I mean, dead at her. Because
Oh, wow.
earlier that day, she was telling me she didn't believe in God. And we had
Mm.
been talking all day. And then this chick got up, run out of my house. You know, I have not seen her since. I haven't seen her
don't
since.
don't go to that house. Oh my God.
I have not seen her since. But things
It's
like
been my
fly open, stuff will jump off the shelf when you're standing there out of nowhere. You know, just weird things, just
Do
creepy
do
things.
do me a
it,
favor,
it's been my
okay?
experience.
I don't know your home address. Direct message me your home
Don't
address,
yeah,
and I
don't give
will.
home addresses, telephone numbers,
Well, I'm not done.
driver's license numbers.
So direct
I'll
message me your.
I'll message you.
Regina Regina
Yeah,
isn't
now
either. I
go
just
and do
want to make
some
sure you
research
know.
on your house and see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, it's creepy. Just creepy things happen around here. We set a fire. There's one spot in the yard I set a fire, and I don't care what you put on it or try to burn. There's one spot in the yard. It will
Wow.
not. Nothing you put there will burn. Nothing. It's weird. It's weird. But when we
Oh
moved in,
shit.
when we started taking the stuff out of the the sheetrock out of the shed, there's evidently they
Oh
devil
shit.
worshipped in my shed when I guess when the people that used to own it, because you got pentagrams drawn in there. Priscilla, Lucifer
Wow.
lives here. I mean, just weird shit.
Hey,
Kind of
Regina.
stuff done.
Regina, how do you feel about
Yeah,
President George Bush? What's your
don't
thoughts on
care
him?
for him.
I think he's trying.
Well, I
Uh-oh.
guess then you're not going to like what I have to say to you. Guess who's related
Uh
to
oh.
President George Bush?
Don't tell
Barbara
me I'm
Bush.
related to Bush. Are you kidding me?
I'll send it to you in a moment, okay?
Oh my God. I'm gonna cry. Please.
Uh,
Oh,
I'm
Lord
glad that
help me.
Randy dug pretty deep into mine, and I guess fortunately I'm not related to anybody,
like I said, Dave,
I guess that's
send me
why
your
I get
stuff.
my political.
which I'm glad.
I
What?
guess that's where I get my political thrive from, because I have a thrive for political stuff and for like Randy's hooked me on to genealogy. Now I'm just so engulfed in genealogy, and every podcast I get on, I tell everybody about Randy. I'm trying to get him people to come see him because once you get into it, it engulfs you, man. You're sucked in.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, I'm
yep,
sorry to say it.
I love it.
Sorry to say it.
yep. We have to give Randy time to tell about Randy, so that
Listen,
on the podcast too. Matter of fact,
I guess that makes it.
all roads lead to Gene.
what?
Go ahead.
That's right, and they do. I didn't know I was kin to
All
Phil.
roads
I didn't know I
all
was
roads
kin to
lead
the
to her
first
Gina.
senator of Texas. I guess political just runs in my family. I guess
Oh, it's pretty close.
you're
Wow.
either
Yeah.
political or criminal. I guess in my family.
Or both.
Wow, he does. I mean, if you
Or
look at the
both in some
Bushes, I guess you
families.
can see the resemblance, the way the eyes are shaped, and the forehead and the eyes. I guess.
The one thing too, Regina, once I got to add a couple of extra people and make that lineage connection to you. But what happens is people will take pictures of important people, and when they made a connection that so and so, like for example, Robert Beckham, uh, who's the ancestor, like that will lead me to President Bush. They'll put a picture of Bush or the first lady, or it's just someone very important. Say, hey, just so you know, this person is important. Let's connect to that person. So I got to do. I did the extra couple people to make that connection to President Bush. But once I do, that means then that you're related to over 200 very important, very famous people, and that's where I'll find General Lee and people like that. So you may be related to some very important Confederates as well. I just got to get this connection in here.
As long as they're Confederates and Union ones, I found out about is like, oh no.
You can't say something that makes Randy laugh if he's got a mouthful of coffee.
Can't pick our family, I guess. But at least we can pick our damn friends.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
Randy's like family now. He's like, before long, Dave will be like family too.
Yeah, Dave's like the family you wish you didn't have sometimes.
That part.
So I gotta get going here. Okay, so now that I found this about Regina, I gotta pay attention to that and add in these extra folks and share it with Regina. I'll probably also share it on Facebook. But
you're half an hour.
Hey, I wonder if I use that name that I'm Kendra Bush, if it'll help me get into different places to talk to certain people.
You never know.
It'll probably help you get put into the Bush crypt when you die.
Okay.
Oh no! No. I set that on fire.
Yeah, if you want to watch some scary stuff, watch the Paranormal Couple. They get some very interesting things going on. But anyways, so I'm still working on getting some projects of my own with genealogy together. I've now lost 4 paying clients, which has a big crunch on my business budget. So I got try and concentrate on trying to find some new folks. But I'm also looking to move into as far as broadcasts, things like Michael does, but obviously I'll never be a Michael Anthony because he's been doing it since he was a kid in a baby carriage. But right now, with everything that's going on with the drones and UFOs and the orbs and all that stuff going on, something is going on. I think we're getting ready for a world event with these UFOs and orbs. So someone dig into that a little bit. I do believe that something's happening. Elon Musk just said on the one news show that he's going to appoint in the next, I think, 4 years, he'll have ships built that will be able to carry 1,000 people to Mars on a regular basis to start colonizing to Mars. He said that there is a world event that's going to take place that's going to destroy Earth, and he's going to try his best to relocate as many people to Mars as he can. But
he's going home.
I believe that.
He's going to go home.
Going home.
Y'all's next podcast needs to be about Elon Musk because I got some really good stuff to share with that.
Okay. Or the next time you're on one of our broadcasts, you just open up and start talking about Elon Musk.
There you go.
I don't. Usually, I have a couple of things in mind that I want to see us discuss on the broadcast, and Randy is great to have on because Randy will fire up one of his monitors and watch every news
Well,
website that he can and find the current ones.
Well, I did ask Elon a month ago if he named Tesla because of the old Tesla, and he finally admitted on X a few days ago that yes,
Yeah.
he named Tesla after Tesla.
Of course he did.
Well, of course he did.
Of course he did.
But I was asking him, did he? You know, he's got. They said they burned up all them documents. But anyway, that's another conversation. But get busy,
Yeah,
Randy. I love you guys.
I know.
You see that picture, Regina?
Yeah. What is
That's
that?
Bush. That's Bush.
Oh, God, help me. Lord, help me. Can't wash that off.
I'll see you guys.
That'll come off with soap and water.
All right, Randy.
maybe some scrubbing.
Yeah.
Love you.
All right, Randy. Always a pleasure. Randy Rhodes, All Roads Lead to Home Genius Facebook page, and take a look around and talk to people who are customers or have been customers. And it is the lowest price. It is the best service. It's a pleasure having Regina on. She's a client of Randy's and a participant in a lot of broadcasts on Facebook. So it was nice to have her on this morning. Chainsaw Chucky, I'm sure will be back with us tomorrow night. Is Tuesday. We're on at 7 o'clock Eastern Time here on my profile on Facebook, plus wherever we get it shared to, or by us, or by anybody else who is watching. And we're always live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, where you can go watch just about every broadcast we ever did if you want to go back and sit and watch that far back. I appreciate everybody who watches. Tina Scott, it's always a pleasure to have you on when you can find the time to be on. And of course, Chuck is in the live chat as much as he is on the broadcast. Dr. David Novar, a computer technician, and really good at what he does, helps me and Randy with stuff from time to time. That's all I can say on that one. And let me scroll back. Doreen is known as Mama D. Always a pleasure to have Mama D watching. We got to know Mama D from watching and having William Rayfield from the Patriots Lab Uncensored on Boogie with the Bull broadcast. We did talk to William yesterday and this morning. Wanted to see if he wanted to join us this morning at 10 a.m. and Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. And he unfortunately is busy until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So hopefully we will send him the link tomorrow night for Boogie with the Bull Uncensored Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on Facebook and YouTube, and he will come join us, and he'll become a regular from there. If you have an interest in doing a broadcast similar to what we do, it's basically whatever comes out of our mouths in the time that we make available. Come try it, and if you like it, there's always a camera position open, so you can join in anytime you want. And if you decide you want to go do your own, we'll talk you through that part of it. The live stream services that are available will make our recommendation for you. Streaming, I used to be stream artists, now restream. And we will help you get up and going. Tina Scott says, "Oh, by the way, Dave, you look so much younger without glasses. Not saying you look old or anything, just saying, well, sometimes I look younger when I shave my beard off too. And I did shave my beard off recently because there was something going on that I didn't want to have it for. And as you can tell, it's in the process of going back. But thank you. I wish I felt a lot of times as young as I may look. The glasses were easy. I have a tumor in my right eye, which was sealed with a laser a long time ago. And they said at some point those blood vessels that were leaking and forming the tumor would start leaking again. And now they deal with that by an eye injection every 2 months. And prior to that, when we were living in Connecticut, I had cataract surgery done on both eyes. The left eye with the new lens stuck pretty much where it was 2020, 2015. The right eye came out sitting at about 2060, maybe down to 2030 at times. And then all of a sudden, about a few days after this last eye shot, uh, I could read. I could read. I could read the screen. I need to make screens bigger a little bit where I can, but so that you won't see me with the glasses. Every once in a while you might, but I actually prefer not to wear them. I'm glad people notice that, and they're happy with that. So anyway, one last time, like I said, we are Boogie with the Boo Uncensored. We are on Monday at 10 a.m., Tuesday at 7 p.m., Wednesday at 10 a.m., Thursday at 7 p.m., and Fridays at 10 a.m. Bill Muckler and I have been doing Red Friday morning caffeine, where we do our Red Friday salute to the men and women of the United States military, and then we go into Bill's commentary for the rest of the broadcast. Bill went away for Christmas, and I don't believe we'll be back before next Friday. And unfortunately, next Friday, the 3rd, and Friday the 10th, I can't do the two broadcasts. I had doctor appointments that change, and I'm trying to move them to another day at another time. But you got to do what you got to do, and stay healthy. Be nice to each other. Don't just yell and scream because you can yell and scream. Try to have a peaceful, rational, calm conversation. Break bread with people. Over a meal, discuss what you need to discuss, and then agree to what you can, and agree to disagree with what you can't. It's not about Republicans having majorities. It's not about Democrats having minorities. It's not about Democrats being tax and spend. It's not about Republicans not wanting to tax and spend. Going to do something fantastic for the United States. And Vivek Ramaswamy are going to look at the government, and they're going to trim out a crapload of government waste. Supposedly $2 trillion off the $37 trillion debt right now in the first year alone. And he was telling us that it will hurt in some ways, but it just needs to be done. It does. Taxes, don't get me started talking on taxes. Personally, I believe that that individual income tax payers who have an income, or a married couple who has an income under $100,000 a year, should not be income taxed by the federal government. Maybe you're lucky enough to live in a state that doesn't collect income tax, but you should not be taxed by the federal government because on your income. Mainly because in a lot of cases, the federal government didn't do anything really to help you get a job. I went to college in California. I went to a community college that when President Reagan was governor, he created the California Community College system, and it was a tuition-free system. So I didn't pay tuition to go to where I went. I had class fees sometimes, whatever, but we didn't pay tuition, and I went and I got my degree, and that's it. I took my degree, and then I went and got hired at a radio station, and then I fell asleep. So many times they fired me, but I went and got other jobs. it was okay to sleep. But anyway, now I'm here. I am retired with disability income because my disabilities are permanent. Talk about them anyway. People know, yeah, I'm somewhere on the dementia scale. We don't really know where. I'm maintaining wherever I am. And I have Parkinson's that every once in a while shows its ugly face with some symptoms. But, you deal with the cards that God gave you and you do the best you can, because I'm sure God gave me these issues to deal with, to either learn something from them or perhaps as a reward for my previous life where I didn't give a damn and I screwed everybody. And, so I'm learning either way. You know, I do what I do, and everything that I've done, I tell people that, I did it, I was successful with it, so if you want to do it, odds are you can probably be successful in it, and if you're not, well, then try something else. If you really want to be a millionaire who becomes a billionaire, who becomes a trillionaire, then go do it, okay? Because the whole funny thing that comes out of that is I didn't have money to invest in starting a business. I would play a role-playing game of owning a business on an AI site, and I took $14,000 and turned it into a $240 quadrillion business. I have a $100 billion charity that actually helps people, and I'm having the time of my life. I didn't do it in real life, and I did it in the game, and I get to live it as often as I go over and play, and it's fun. I built for 32 years. I managed and helped grow limousine business, and for the last 8 years, I said, "The hell with that." I went and started doing it for myself, and then the disability started to show up, and that's life. You deal with what you have as best as you can, and you get help on what you need help on. A lot of things are going to change in that realm because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Will be the next Secretary of Health and Human Services, and a lot of things are going to change. So think about that, and like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Watch the American Rebellion and take part in the live chat. And Jerry throws out the opportunity to come on and be a part of the broadcast anytime you want. And if you think you want to, step up and come on. And maybe at some point, if you decide you want to do your own thing, I'm a good person to talk to about that. I'll help you. I'll help you do it. And if you have to acquire separate technology than technology that you have or want to, then you can put you in touch with people who build the studio of your dreams when it gets that far. I subscribe to a simple theory: keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. We have a Windows 11 Pro laptop, which we just bought to replace the Chromebooks, which kept dying because I kept spilling coffee on them to the point where they were useless. So I just am happy with the Chromebook. With the Windows 11 Pro laptop, and when it is in my way, I move it off my desk. But that's what I recommend. I'm happy with it. Other than that, it is 11:55, so we have done 2 hours on the broadcast, and we normally do an hour and a half. I want to thank everybody in the live chat. Robert Brunson, yes, we will be on tomorrow night, Tuesday, and we will be on Thursday night this week, primarily because I'm starting to build the list of people that want to be on it. William Rayfield will do his best to be on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and hopefully Thursday night at 7 p.m. and hopefully as many Tuesday and Thursday nights as he can do in the near future. You know him from the Patriots Lab and the Patriots Lab Uncensored all over the internet. When he would come on, he would link to us back when we had StreamYard. And we would end up doing a broadcast that between him and I often had 300 to 600 people watching all over the internet. And can't make everybody watch. Can't be everywhere that we can reach everybody. We try. We do our best. But if there is a social media network that we can post on for free, we take a podcast and post it, or post it as a live broadcast, and it becomes a podcast, then we will do that. We have good luck with that. If we take the broadcast and post it on a social media network in just a post, you click the link, it asks you if you want to be redirected to the YouTube channel. If you say yes, it brings you over to the YouTube channel and it gives you access to the YouTube live chat. So you're part of the broadcast there. I think we only have 32 subscribers over there. I gave up on trying to build 1,000 subscribers so that we could get watched for 4,000 hours, so that we could get a few pennies from YouTube. It's almost impossible to get a few pennies from Facebook because you have to 50,000 people watch 180,000 hours, and then you have to have those 50,000 people watch pretty much every broadcast from that point in order to continue to keep qualifying for the money. And we're only available where we are available on Facebook because they keep us from being everywhere else, because my account is so restricted, or my admin accounts are so restricted, that, we do our best. I try to send it out to 25, 30, 50, 75, 100 groups if I can, and I'm lucky if we get it on to 25 to 30 right now. Maybe that will change when President Trump's new FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, who's a longtime FCC commissioner and a Republican, becomes Trump's FCC commissioner, and finally Section 230 gets the serious update that it needs, and it is regulated the way it should, which includes that social media networks that you're watching us on, both YouTube and Facebook, will maybe have to straighten up and fly right. YouTube pretty much flies right. They don't send me messages telling you that they're going to, because we said something that we shouldn't have said, that Google doesn't want us to say on a broadcast. They pretty much doing that. About 6 months, maybe a year ago. And Facebook, if they don't like what we say in a broadcast, they'll either delete it from every group that we put it in. They rarely, if ever, delete it off my profile, but they'll delete it from every group I posted it in. And it's just really sad. I'm not out to hurt Mark Zuckerberg and his business, Facebook, but I tell you, if I had to testify to Congress, and Josh Hawley looked at me and said, "Do you realize that in FCC fines that Mark Zuckerberg owes you, we figured it out, and he owes you like $500,000. I think I would say to Mark, you know what? Just sign over Threads and Instagram to me, and I'll walk away, and give me unlimited use of the Facebook global network until we can find a network to move it to, and I'd be happy." But realistically, Nothing around Facebook is going to change, I don't think. I really don't. So we look for other social media networks that we can be on. Right now, when we remember, when we're live, we take the link and from the YouTube channel and post it on StreetLock. We're still working on being able to automatically be able to do that. We embed it where we can so that when we go live, we come on live. I believe in the Boogie with Bull Uncensored group on StreetLock, and that should kick it into the StreetLock news feed to let you know that it's live in the group. And what I remember, like I said, we posted to my profile. I'm still working with StreetLock to find out if there is a way to embed it on my profile so that it will just automatically go live every time it's live on the YouTube channel. We can't afford to do $10 to Rumble, $11 to X, whatever it is to everyone else. We can't afford to pay more for live streaming that would allow us to send it to more than 3 places. Okay, I don't want to ask you for money. I don't want you to pay a subscription to watch. I don't want you to feel obligated to buy the Boogie with the Bull white ceramic mug every time I show it. I don't want you to feel obligated to buy the new black thermal no bullshit mug when it comes out very soon. Matter of fact, I want to give them away, and hopefully that will bring people to watch more than I want to make you buy one. T-shirts are a different story. If you get the T-shirts, then yeah, I may want to sell the T-shirts. I just to make money. I didn't do this to get famous. I didn't do it to get infamous. I did it because I enjoy doing it. I have a good time when I do it. I enjoy the people that come on with me and do it. I appreciate the people that watch it. Appreciate when they share it. And we pretty much most of the time have a good time. And you build relationships with other broadcasters, and sometimes you become part of their broadcasts as well, and they become part of yours. And you just do it. You just do it. You try to have a good time when we do it. I am the way that I am, and that's how I am, and that's how I'm going to be until I stop being the way I am. And one day I'm going to die from the way I am. Lewy body dementia is terminal. You die from it. Parkinson's can be terminal, and you can eventually die from it. The oldest living person I know that I was able to read that had Lewy body dementia got it around 2 years earlier than I am. I'm 62. He got it when he was 60. He died when he was 82. And I believe he died from a heart attack, not the dementia, not whatever else he brought in to himself with it. He died from a heart attack. So my point is, get up, go out every day when you can, enjoy life. Be nice to your family when you can. Be nice to everybody when you can. Sometimes you just can't help it. You're human, and you got to yell at people. Yeah, I understand that. Sometimes on a broadcast, I need to make people want to yell at me. Anyway, my wife is here, and it's time to end the broadcast. So, double means for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. You've been watching Boogie with the Bull Uncensored for December 30th, 2024, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. And because Delilah saw her mom in the ring doorbell, we're going to say goodbye. Have a great day. Watch the American Rebellion tonight.